Welcome to our second part of Built Different. I hope that you have been anchoring into your heart since we last connected and started to excavate what that origin story is, as this is going to play a key piece to where you get to step into phase two of transformation. So today we're taking you through the different steps of becoming. We explored anchoring at our heart. That gets to be the foundational pillar that continues to point you back to your true north to give you the insight and the guidance of where you get to choose to go and grow on your path. And today we're going to dive deeper into alignment. So buckle up. We're going all in. I'm going to share screen here. So bear with me for a moment. So step two of becoming. So I want you to see these different steps as a compass. And this is an ongoing journey of becoming. As you evolve, your vision's going to evolve. As you expand, your mission's going to expand. So we're constantly needing to come back to these different pillars to give us deeper perspective of how we get to take action, make decisions, create from a place of energetic alignment. So today we're going to dive deeper into aligning, becoming the person your vision requires. I find that so often we hold ourselves back from being visible due to over caring what other people might think. We are maybe intimidated by the opinions and projections of others. And when we can start to connect to what matters, when we can start to connect to what matters, the 1% can decide to think and lead for themselves. Make decisions that align with your heart will build trust and ultimately allow you to build endurance within yourself. There's a very specific path of alignment, and this is a path that you get to decide for yourself, as there's an infinite amount of paths. Nobody's going to have the same needs, values, different past experiences, which is why it's so important for you to identify why you feel how you feel so that you can come into alignment with your truth and to stay in your conviction. So, alignment is a journey of presence. Pause, breathe, listen to your heart, anchor into this moment. Recognize the difference between mind based communication and heart based communication. When you can start to develop this coherence of listening from your heart, you can begin to stay in this place of conviction and remembering what matters most to you, which is why pillar one is such an important part of your becoming, as it will point you in the direction of phase two. How to make decisions that reflect what you value, how to make decisions that reflect your vision. Your vision requires your decisions. And when you can start to gain this perspective here, you can begin to make those commitments to declare and to fully own it, to no longer play small, to no longer hide, to not give your power away to patterns of people pleasing or self abandonment. And instead, you choose what unconditional love would do and you rise into what is in the highest service of your good. Right? So, this is about leading with compassion, leading with courage, doing what you say you're going to do. So we've got to understand the communication that we have with ourselves so that we can move towards that place of willingness to feel the fear, to feel the insecurity, to feel the imposter syndrome, to feel the uncertainty, and to do it anyway, to take that step. Courage is the thing that will build your future. This is how you build trust within yourself. The more that you keep your promises to yourself, you are someone that you can count on. And when you're someone that you can count on, people are going to want to walk with you. You trust you becomes a reflection of others also trusting you. Due to you staying rooted in what you can and what you will do. You're not wishy-washy, you're not flighty, you're not flaky. This is how you build confidence in your journey. And ultimately, you deepen the impact around the life that you're here to build and create, specifically in your meaningful work. You must think for yourself, decide, and lead. This is not about giving your power away to what others think. Everybody's going to have a different opinion over a same situation. Your opinion is what matters more. So let it be an opinion of yourself that reflects love and courage and commitment to your path, most importantly. And when you can start to move through this wheel of approaching your decisions this way, this is where your decisions can act as a way of contributing to the life that you want to create. So the mind is the GPS. The mind plays a role in how we choose to focus. So in stage 2 of your becoming, you must align with this heart-mind coherence. Your heart sets the destination, and then you get your mind on board, and it will learn how to get you there. The more that you can stay anchored in your why and begin to train your mind to support the mission, this is where you become the captain of your life and you step into the role of leadership within yourself. Choose to lead your mind instead of being led by it. Why do you think the way that you think? Why do you feel how you feel? Challenge yourself to go there. Be vulnerable and radically honest with yourself so that you can really write a story that reflects your heart's truth, not the limitations of the mind. The mind wants predictability. The mind wants control. The heart is down to surrender and to trust in the process of progress. And the more that you can give yourself that self-love, this is where you can truly be in service to the work that you're meant to bring forward. I was extremely bullied as a little kid. Even into my 20s, those patterns of people-pleasing and self-abandonment played out due to me desperately wanting to belong and fit in because of my upbringing. I had to become someone that I loved and accepted, and I was not willing to give my power away due to the patterns of wanting to be liked by another. Your mission is going to challenge you, and not everybody's going to have that shared place of values. Not everybody's going to align in taking the mission with you. So you must care more about your why than caring about being liked by everybody. Your light will trigger, your light will also inspire and influence. So where do you want to put your focus? Which part do you want to feed? The what you don't want to experience or what you do want to experience? This is why your role of leadership matters, and this is where self-love becomes selfless service. This is where you can truly show up and allow yourself to take the reins with the impact that you're here to serve. This is how you build a life that matters. You must rewire your limiting beliefs, and it starts by you challenging yourself on why you believe what you believe, to strengthen your discernment. What really is true? What's mind-based communication versus what's heart-based communication? And make the courageous decision to choose what love would do. There's no proof and evidence of what that outcome could be. You build it as you go, and this is how you navigate trust and uncertainty instead of control and needing certainty. Strengthen your ability to listen deeply beneath the surface. This is how you can continue to weather those moments of uncertainty and become more resilient and a more trusting version of yourself. Trust the unknown. There is so much depth and beauty there. And if you don't allow yourself to go there, you're never going to meet what is there. So surrender. This is how you build leadership, is through your ability to make intentional choices. One step at a time is the building block to creating the foundation of your vision. Stay devoted to your purpose when challenges arrive. And this looks like rewiring the limiting beliefs. Feel what you're feeling. Don't bypass it. Don't ignore it. Honor it. Nurture yourself. Support yourself in a way that reflects you giving yourself that unconditional love so that you can keep showing up. The reason why I have been able to arrive where I am in my entrepreneurship journey, a compound effect of 10 years of devotion, is due to radical responsibility to choose self love, to go on the path of aiming to please myself. And in return, I get to share something that is so much bigger than being about myself. There's a difference between selfish success and selfless service success. Selfless service success is compassionate leadership, and everybody wins. The people who are meant to be in your life, everybody benefits. The growth, the connection, the allies, the relationships that you grow are worth the relationship that you get to develop with yourself. Selfish success is where it's self-absorbed and it's just about you, and it can feel very unfulfilling. And it can feel like you're on this hamster wheel and this loop of constantly striving and chasing outcomes. And instead, selfless service success is about recognizing the wholeness and the enoughness that's already within you and choosing to show up and not needing to be a perfect person. And you get to be someone who's on the journey of progress, to be relatable and connected to those who are meant to be on the mission with you. Authenticity is so refreshing. So I want us to take some time to journal here. And you will have access to these slides, so you can always come back to your notebook if you'd like to. But I'd like for you to reflect. What meaningful work are you being called to pursue? What does that next level of leadership look like for you? And what do you get to choose to say yes to? What story or belief are you ready to release? What identity do you get to step into to lead this vision? And who will benefit if you choose courage today? This is the key piece to selfless service success. This is not about you, which is why we get to be so less attached to the fluctuations of our emotions, the voice of our inner critic. At the end of the day, we all deeply desire to belong and to be accepted. So build a world where you belong and you accept you. And that level of integrity will attract those that also recognize that within you and within themselves. Those shared values, that aligned shared value. Give more focus to that outcome. There are billions and billions of people. You're not meant to serve everybody. So stop trying to be liked by everybody and just show up as yourself. This is the one thing that I find stops people from being visible in their purpose. I don't like how I sound. What will people think? I'm embarrassed. What if I fail? We don't show up in our mission from a place of needing to prove people wrong. You show up in your vision from a place of approving of yourself. And then it takes this ego and perpetrator out of the experience, and instead your higher self can lead the way. So, what is the driving system to your decisions? Every day we're making a decision. So, are we in purpose mode or are we in protection mode? And when you can start to recognize the difference between those two, This is where you can start to hold yourself to a higher standard in how you lead and move yourself into action, which when we meet again, we're going to get to the third stage of becoming, act. We anchor, align, act. And it's a continued compass of coming home to your true north, rediscovering your true north, staying on the path, being rooted in your commitment, staying devoted, staying convicted. What you create from fear will not thrive. What you create from alignment will thrive. When you're in purpose mode, the natural outcome is the success of your outcomes. When you show up in your purpose, you attract that. When you show up in fear, you attract that. One is life-giving, one is life-defeating. So when we look at our mind as the GPS to guide the direction, to be on board and plugged into coherence at the heart, this is where you can expand into those places of higher thinking to gain perspective and wisdom and insight, and to really show up from a place of gut instincts. When we're in protection mode, that's where that inner critic, those scared parts, those survival tendencies, that narrow thinking limits what you are capable of creating for yourself. So before making decisions, ask yourself, am I in protection mode or am I in purpose mode? And the way that you can recognize that is by tuning into your more subtle body and recognizing the nervous system response that's in play. Are you creating from fight, flight, freeze, force, 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 resisting it, fighting the process? Or are you able to connect, act, come from that place of confidence in your ability to make choices regardless of what you learn as a result of your choices? Can you be open to creative thinking? Can you be solution focused? Breathe through it, ground into the present moment, connect with your choice, you connect with yourself, and then choose to act from there. When we connect with our heart and we choose to act from there, that's when the unexpected comes forward. The part that your mind couldn't see, plan, or predict, but yet something deep down inside of you felt like, oh, this was meant to happen this way. There's something for me, this stirring, this knocking, this calling, this knowing without knowing. That's your heart's way forward. That's your heart inviting you into your purpose, and you must fully play this game of life to feel fully alive and in your purpose. This is how you build with legacy in mind, by staying anchored in your why, leading with your values. Keep moving before you feel ready. Readiness is a choice. By you taking this step, you get ready. You don't all of a sudden just feel ready. Poof. Fear is the thing that says, well, when this is in place, then I'll feel ready. That's conditional love, not unconditional love. Focus on the lives you'll impact, not just the goals. When we just only focus on the goals that you'll achieve, that's selfish, self-absorbed based success. You can have desires of what you're claiming to achieve, and if you make it only about that surface-based success, it is dwindling. It's not success that you savor and you cherish with you for a lifetime, because you're on to the next step. You're on chasing the next achievement, moving on to the next milestone, instead of really dropping into the heart of why you're building what you're building. This is the truth about building a legacy-based business. When you build a business in this way, you're creating something that brings forward change and transformation and contribution and meaningful impact. And you build for a reason so much bigger than yourself, not just a season. When we build our business from a place of surface-based success, it is all too easy to lose sight and lose focus when life is lifing. However, when you stay anchored and your heart is the foundation and the pillar that continues to lead you in the direction of your true north, there's a level of willingness and surrender that you meet within yourself around what you can, will, and are capable of. The mind's role is to not dictate your life. The mind's role is to allow you to start to move in the direction of your destination. You anchor at your heart, you plug the mind in, and you train the mind to navigate the route through your decisions. And as you make decisions, this is when you can start to pivot and adjust and learn and gain perspective and see the opportunity of what you do and what you don't want, because there's an opportunity in both of those paths. And when you can start to recalculate and retrieve the wisdom to discover the treasure in every single footstep, you keep going. You grow, you expand, you become wiser. And ultimately, you arrive where you're meant to be, where you're destined to be. The mind is a powerful tool, but it's not the boss. It's not the only way that we create. Our heart sets the direction. Your mind supports the mission. That's why we anchor and then we align. When we anchor at our heart, we're more open to solving problems, to being solution focused, to start to expand beyond what you can see and to start to create from a place of possibility of what's deep beneath the surface. And we make decisions and we learn new skills and we get the mind on board to support the vision. It's not the mind's job to choose what your purpose is. Your heart is the very thing that holds that key in how you get to lead your life. Your true worth. Not the, if I achieve this, then I'm worthy. If I have this outcome, then I'm good enough. That's where the mind limits your future. You are inherently worthy, and there's a reason why this vision lives within your heart. So use your mind to its fullest potential by leading with your heart. You can create so much possibility and wonder versus worry when you align your mind to anchor at your heart and move from there. So as we dive deeper into the visibility equation, visibility isn't about being seen. This is about living your values. And in living your values, you're seen as a result of living a life that's authentically one that you are creating. Share your message. Honor your commitments. Lead with integrity. Serve wholeheartedly. Let your life reflect what you believe. This is that authenticity piece. And when you just live a life that reflects what you believe, this is how you form new beliefs. And you multiply a journey that reflects your heart's path. Every aligned action expands your capacity. Growth does not come from our comfort zones. Every next level of your leadership is going to stretch you. Making decisions does not end at a certain point in the journey. To show up in your meaningful work, you're going to get to make decisions every single day of your life until you retire. So let your decisions reflect courage, And let your courage multiply your influence to be brave, to go boldly. Let every act of service create a ripple that's far beyond what you can see. Be in service to love. Let those actions feed what is possible. Embark upon that path. Wonder over worry. Watch where you hold your power, your truth. Just through you sharing your message, that is where you get to speak to the people that you're meant to take this journey with. Showing up in your business is going to require you to honor your commitments, to follow through on your words. You must follow through. It's the only way to build something. So let your commitments reflect you leading with integrity. And integrity looks like showing up wholeheartedly. And when you show up wholeheartedly, you be living a new way. You form new beliefs. And you expand into who you choose to be. So in the next 24 hours, you are going to be invited into completing a courageous action. So last time we met, it was all about uncovering your origin story and to start to share your story either with another through a shared conversation, through a post, through a story, somewhere where you're getting visible and taking up space, whether it's in your newsletter community, Telegram channel, social media platforms, in your direct community, maybe somewhere within family and friends, maybe a community that you love to attend, and begin to share your story. Now, where we're going to go today, this is what also starts to move your work forward. Where can you choose to become more visible? Where have you not been letting yourself be seen? And this is where you get to show up. And as I mentioned, I'm giving options here in this visibility challenge as we're all in different places in our journey. So you really get to show up authentically and with integrity of calling yourself into action. So if there's been something you've been avoiding, finish it. No more procrastination. No more distracting yourself from what actually really is elevating and uplifting to you. Invite someone into your work. Text someone, call someone, share an invitation, or create something that contributes to someone else's life. So if you've been wanting to put a program together, if you've been wanting to start to pursue that project, today's the day you decide. If you already have a project and a program and services and offerings put together, we'll start to invite people into your work. Selling is sexy. Transformation requires a transaction. So invite somebody into your work. The change that you're here to serve cannot change anyone's life if you're not selling your offerings. Or if you've been wanting to create something and you're not really sure, you've been accumulating all your skill sets and you have everything you need to take that next step, sit down, connect to your origin story. What is it that you care about? What is the change that you're holding a vision of bringing forward? And create a program or services or an offering that's life-changing to somebody. So regardless of wherever you are in the funnel of your business, today is about aligning with actions that reflect courageously bringing your work forward. So if you've been sitting on an idea around wanting to create an offering, today is the opportunity to sit down and create that offering so that you can bring that change forward. If you've been sitting on an offering and you haven't invited anybody in, well, you're open for business. Hi, make that opportunity to connect. And if you've been sitting on a project And you start it and you stop it and you start it and you stop it. Today is the day to stop that and to go all in and finish it. Do the damn thing. So when we meet next time, we're going to be diving into the third stage of transformation. So there's these different stages of becoming: anchor, align, act. And we're going to explore how to take bold action before you feel ready, and to create the consistency within yourself that turns your meaningful work into a long-lasting impact. It's been such a joy gathering with you all. I cannot wait to continue to connect with you and to see all that you guys are creating for yourself and all the lives that you're changing as a result of going all in on that vision on your heart. Are you in a season of needing to anchor here? Are you in a season of needing to align? Are you in a season of needing to act? This is something that we constantly get to come back to asking ourselves so you can thrive. You deserve to thrive. And this is the compass that leads you home to your true north.